All right, we got a 2016 Toyota Camry back here again. On this video, we're going to show you how to replace the CV axle shafts on the front, both sides. All right, let's get started. All right, get the car jacked up, and then we put jack stands under it, and now we're going to take these tire rust off. Okay, now with the wheel off, we're going to take these brake caliper bolts off because we're going to take these two off and it's going to drop down. So let's take these off first. It's going to be this bolt right here. And then it's going to be the corresponding one down here, and we're going to take it off and we're going to hang it, and then we'll go to the next step. All right, now that those are hung up like that, you're just going to pull them off. We're going to take these bolts out now. Okay, those are the bolts you're going to take out right there and right there. Go ahead and just knock them out with a hammer after you got it busted loose. They're 7/8. Now we're just going to take out this so we can relieve all the pressure on this. So we're going to pop that out too. Okay, so now the last part to get this off. This is the nut that needs to come out that connects it to the front wheel to spin it. In the bottom right here, there's like a little divot. You have to get something to put between those two to push out that divot, like a small flat blade screwdriver. That usually works, and then a hammer to knock it out. And then you just zip this off. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take this nut off now that we got that bent out. It's gonna be a 30mm 12 point. You get it at your local auto parts store. And then let's just zip that off with our impact. Okay, once that's drilled out, you're gonna go ahead and take a big sledge and you're just gonna knock out, hit this pin till it pushes in and it separates. And it's gonna look separated like this. And now we'll go to the back side and we'll do that. Okay, so we're at the passenger side. This setup has a longer axle shaft, as you can see. So there's a C-clip right here. You just gotta press this together and pop that out. That releases the bearing so it could slide out. You're gonna take a big pry bar and you're just gonna go under here to pop it. As you see, this one's not even mounted into it. So now we'll go to the driver's side and you can see how it's mounted into the engine, the transmission. So you're just going to take a pry bar and pop that out. It's held on by like a C-clip, pressured C-clip. So you just got to get enough force to pop it out. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when it's taken out. You take out the front and then the back. You go in there, you pop that out, and then this comes out like this. There you go. And there's the little C-clip that holds it in. And then that's where I pried it out. All right, now you just reinstall the new one. Goes in pretty simple. You're just gonna grease this part right here so it slides in. You know, just push it in, and then you're gonna run the new body through the hub and the axle nut. I'll show you how to do that after we get the other side. All right, so the passenger side's out. That's what it looks like. As you see, this is pushed in, but there's no pry points. So you have to come to where this is mounted, and you have to pry this out. That's what it looks like, where it came from. All right, let's put the new one too. So now we're gonna take the new one and we're gonna feed this end first, right through here into the center, into that sleeve back there. Okay, we're gonna go over the hardest part. So make sure you don't bend these too much. That's the first thing. If you do, it tends to mess up the joints and then you have big issues. Secondly, you're gonna wanna support this up. And you're gonna kind of want to make sure this stays tugged too. Don't over tighten it or anything like that. Now when you slide this in right here, it's gonna get stuck because there's a C-clip, right? And there's not really a place to like jam it in from a distance. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to put the car in neutral. Okay, make sure the e-brake's on and the wheels are chocked. This is front wheel drive, so it shouldn't affect the rear wheels. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide it in and you're gonna wanna twist it a couple times to make sure that the C-ring isn't out of place. So once you do that, then you'll just hop on your car and you're just gonna kind of press and turn, and then it'll clip through. Now you can tell it's clipped because it'll be fully seated on the back of the transfer case right here, and then you're good to go. All right, this slight rundown on this side. Now you have to take out this bolt to insert this bearing all the way in. So I just used a pry bar from this point there to try to get it. It's very tight. But the best thing that helped was some vice grips, and then I just put it like such, and then I just squeezed, and it slowly started working it in. Now this slid all the way in, as we see right here, and then we put the C-clamp in. You could actually do this by hand, which is really cool. So pop that in so it won't come out. And then now we're just gonna go to the axle and button everything up. All right, we're gonna use our impact and we're gonna blow this thing into its place till this backside seats in there. And then as you see the gap right there, you're gonna take a punch on the side once you do it to punch it close, lock in place. Besides that, we'll do that to the other side. Then we're gonna go through, we're gonna tighten our bolts back up, put our lines back on, and then put our brake caliper back on. Besides that, just put on the wheels, set it down, and you're ready to go. All right, so here's the finished product. Your axle shafts are in, brake calipers back on, all the bolts back on, these back on, everything's tight. This is pushed in with a divot in it. I just put the tires on and give it a test drive. One thing I did to make sure that nothing's binding up is I put the car in drive, since it's front wheel drive, and then I just let the wheels spin and kind of seat themselves, and everything seemed to be good, so no clunking or anything.